Where is he?
Beautiful. That coloration on their finnage, how
black and gold. He's a half moon, so that means that their tail fin or their fins go all the way across to the bottom of their body. But
that's right. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So we just did a really funny thing just then. We just recorded the whole thing. Well, at least we thought we did, and then I forgot to hit record at the start. So we're back again. We're back, and we're going to interview Tarun from Bodgie From Straya. Hey, Tarun.
Alright, so we're doing this again, but g'day Bodgies and Widgies. My name's Tarun, also known as the Bodgie From Straya. I'm a 17-year-old from Melbourne, so same area that Lazarus is in. And basically I've been keeping fish for about 10 years at this point. But I was born with the passion to keep fish, so yeah.
Yeah, okay, so what is it about fish that you love, that you're really interested in?
I guess just, it's not just fish, but the whole like underwater world, because it's like this completely different world to the one that we're living in currently, and there's hundreds of different options and possibilities that you can learn and explore about fish, and really cool things that they can teach us. So yeah, I guess it's just watching them, seeing their really unique, cool behaviors, and wanting to keep every fish that exists.
Yeah, and I have a fun fact. Did you know that more people have gone into the moon than they have reached the bottom of the ocean?
Yep.
It's pretty insane.
Crazy stuff.
So Tarun, I saw your video just before about catch, clean, and cook, and I heard you love to eat fish and you love to care for fish. So what do people think about that?
Like I said before, it's not just a passion for keeping fish. I have a passion for fish in general, and yes, that passion also does include eating them, but it's like I'm not gonna go ahead and take there's a fly, but I'm not gonna go ahead and take a roseline shark out from my aquarium and eat it because I need a snack. It's like, fish that are specifically caught for human consumption that I go ahead and buy from my local fishmonger or go out fishing in order to catch fish to eat. And I'm sure that I'm not the only aquarium hobbyist person that eats seafood as well. So yeah, I don't really see it as a bad thing, but I guess it's just people understanding that you can keep fish and also eat fish,
Yeah, I mean, I love to eat seafood and care for fish too, so don't worry, there's another person out there just like you, because fish are full of good, healthy stuff. In stories, people, like in little kid books, they say, like fish soup is disgusting, but I've tried some sort of fish soup before, and it tastes delicious. Yeah. Whatever. It's just lots of jokers love to kind of put off people eating fish, and just the fact of thinking that it's slimy and
exactly. I guess it's just understanding and exposure to good quality seafood. So yeah.
Yeah. So okay, let's go to the next question. Have you ever kept any pets other than fish before? I
have 2 chickens in my backyard, and I guess shrimp count because they're not exactly fish, but I also have shrimp, and pretty much just my chickens and my fish. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Chickens have great personalities, but if you
I really do want to keep a lot of pets in the future. So I really love reptiles, really love fish, really love birds as well. So yeah, I don't only want to have a fish room. A lot of fish keepers, they want to have a fish room. That's their dream. I kind of want to have like a mini private zoo. So yeah.
So what setups do you have, and what fish are in it?
Currently at the moment, you can see the 5-foot aquarium behind me. That is 5 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 2.1 feet tall. Bit of a weird dimension. But in there, I've got a bunch of different fish from all over the world. And it is a peaceful community aquarium. So in there, we've got my roseline sharks. And these are some of the fish that are kind of popular on my channel, being the roseline sharks. We also have a lot of the rainbows. We've got Jack Dempsey, and now the interesting thing about them is that they're known to be a completely aggressive fish. Like any care guide, any aquarium store you go to, they say don't do it, And I would also recommend don't do it because they are aggressive. However, my Jack Dempsey is a little bit special because she's fine with whatever fish I put in with her. So she's been in with a breeding colony of giant danios. She's been in with her fry. She's been in with neon tetras, all these different small fish. So yeah, she's a really cool one. And I also have a few oddball fish like my wild caught L397 pleco, also known as the King Alanqua tiger pleco, Meister's catfish, and yeah, there's quite a few different species of fish in there.
It's a great community and they're beautiful fish, I must say. Those neon rainbows, I know you just did a video about them.
Yep.
They are truly beautiful and definitely deserve that spotlight, of course.
100%. I also have a nano aquarium, which is just in front of me, and I just rescaped that yesterday, so that's going to be a video coming out this week on my YouTube channel. But in there, I've got a few baby Corydoras that I'm raising up, and also getting some fish for it dropped off by a subscriber today. So getting a few tetras and mollies and platies and stuff like that. So it's going to look very colourful. Also did get a betta for that aquarium today. And yeah, so going to make that video after we finish this.
Yep, that's great. Definitely going to stay tuned for that. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Tarun, what's your favourite fish that you're currently keeping?
Currently keeping now would have to be my Jack Dempsey. Her name is Jill. It was actually Blake that named her. Yeah. So Blake's Aquatics, who is another Australian aquarium YouTuber. And basically, I've had her for about 5 years now. I bought her when she was the size of my thumbnail from your local aquarium store, Coburg Aquarium. Yeah, so she was like $9, and yeah, 5 years ago, back when I was keeping a lot of big predator fish, I was like, wow, this is really awesome looking baby cichlid. We're going to grow it up. So she ended up being a female and really, really beautiful, peaceful fish. At the moment, she's about 25 centimeters, so like the size of my hand, but bigger. She's a very chunky fish. However, she does only kind of come out a little bit later in the afternoon, just when the lights are starting to dim, because she does enjoy that kind of nocturnal feel. But yeah, she's my favourite fish currently that I'm keeping.
Cool. So what's your dream fish in the future?
My dream fish is the native Australian lungfish, or the Queensland lungfish. That is, yeah, that is my dream fish. I really want to have either a 15-foot aquarium just for her. I also have like I have the whole aquarium planned out in my head. It's going to be 15 feet long, probably 4 or 5 feet wide, and 2.5 feet tall. Either it's an aquarium or it's going to be a pond, but yeah, native Australian lungfish with some rainbow fish as tank mates for her.
Well, good luck with that. What's your dream pet then, other than fish?
Dream pet pets with reptiles, it would either be a mangrove monitor, a lace monitor, or a freshwater crocodile. I really love a lot of the big native Australian reptiles, so yeah, a goanna of some sort, that would be an amazing pet. If you imagine opening up your door and you just see a massive lace monitor walking around your house, that'd be pretty cool. In terms of birds, because I do really love birds, I love a lot of the game chickens. So I guess the true wild type chickens that you'll see, like some game bantams, like the Indian runners. Really cool birds. When you think about a chicken, they are not what you think about. They're like cool. They're like miniature velociraptors. They're really cool birds. I also do want a scarlet macaw, or just some sort of macaw, because they are such an awesome bird. So yeah, I want to be a pirate with a macaw on my shoulder.
Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about Australia. There are a lot of really cool reptiles, because we're known to have the most deadly
yeah,
and lizards and stuff, and you have to be very careful when you go to Australia, but if you've lived in Australia, you kind of know how to live, you know?
Exactly. I guess it's just, if you see those venomous reptiles in the wild, or dangerous reptiles, you kind of want to use your common sense and give them their personal space and respect them, because you know, if you go up near a freshwater crocodile trying to grab it, it's going to bite you, and the bite is not going to be painless. It's really gonna kill. So yeah, it's just respecting a lot of the native wild flora and fauna that we have.
Yeah, just let them be, and they'll let
them be. Don't mess with them. And it is also illegal in pretty much any state to handle wild native Australian species. So yeah.
What do you think about the current climate change and its effects on the ocean, the fish, and the environment?
That's actually a thing that we've been working on. So basically, I'm a youth ambassador at the Sea Life Melbourne Aquarium. So that's
a lot of times.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a great place. I actually did a few tours of the place, like way back, early days of my YouTube channel. But yeah, the Youth Ambassador Program is a program that they run for kids my age, and a few years younger and a few years older. But it's kind of you got to show your passion for the ocean, and then they select applicants. And basically through that, a lot of the stuff we've been learning is how to maintain our world's oceans for the generations to come in the future, because already now we are seeing a massive decline in the biology of our world's oceans. So a lot of the fish species we're seeing are declining, invasive species or species that are popping up where they're not meant to be is causing havoc, and that is because of changing climates. Fish or tropical species that you would see in Queensland, we're now finding here in Victoria because of the rising ocean temperatures and the way that the world's ocean currents are moving. So the main current that we see in Australia is the East Australian current, or the EAC, and that is bringing warm tropical water from Queensland down here to Victoria, and also bringing a lot of the destructive species like the sea urchins that are now destroying the Victorian kelp forests and things like that. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of negative changes. However, sorry, what's going on?
Oh, sorry, ignore
that. But we are seeing a lot of good changes come up with people that are like you, that are really interested in the future of our oceans. So yeah, I guess it's just exposure and educating people in the right way, because the last thing that we want to be doing as people that like the ocean is saying you can't use plastic anymore, and doing protests and rallies, because in the real world that's not going to happen. I still use plastic. In the aquarium hobby, plastic is very, very helpful. We keep our fish food in plastic containers. So it's just, I guess, showing them alternatives to what they can use instead of plastic bags or things like that. So learning about it.
Show your face.
Hi, Laz's older sister. Do you know of any projects going on at the moment? Like, I don't know, spreading awareness. Like that program's really interesting with the youth ambassadors. But are they doing projects to create more awareness, or something that, like, teaching you, like, with the coral reefs, like replanting things and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I guess that was a good question, mate. But you gotta give your sister more spotlight on the YouTube channel. She's asking some really great questions. But I guess there are. Do you mean like projects that you could get involved in? Yeah. So I guess one of the important or really helpful things is beach cleanups, and they make a crazy difference for the biology of both the plants and also the animals that call the beach and the shoreline home. Because a lot of the plastic that we discard, or we go for a trick shot into the bin, that plastic wrapper ends up on the floor. That is 98% chance that's making its way to the ocean. And if that happens, a lot of the birds and a lot of the fish species that we see near our beaches are eating that. A recent survey or recent study, you can't really survey birds, but a recent study that was done was they were finding that a lot of the seabirds were actually dying, and a lot of their chicks were dying as well. So when they kind of investigated, like, why are all these birds dying, and they dissected some of these birds, they found that their stomachs were filled with microplastics. So
yeah, I've seen so many documentaries about that.
Exactly.
It's so sad. I mean, I I cry at that sight. It's just so unacceptable. And we were meant to be on this earth to protect the animals, not to kill them. And in fact, we did the opposite of what we were meant for.
And even though we're not directly going out with a gun and shooting out all the birds and, directly killing them, our actions are definitely having a major impact with the future of this planet. And I guess, beach cleanups are such an amazing thing that you can do in order to help. And, whilst you're there, because you're spending so much time really observing the beach, you'll notice some of the really cool things that you don't exactly see, like the tide coming in and the way that certain corals and rock pools react to those tides, how certain mollusks also react. You'll see the barnacles these little limpets and stuff that are actually stuck on the rock. Though they look completely lifeless, once the tide comes in, they all release these little feeders and stuff like that. It's just so cool to see them. Doing that. And also, I guess, searching or looking around your local marine parks for things that you can do, because a lot of the time they will actually take you out to a lot of the marine environments, take you on little expeditions and stuff to learn about the local stuff in your area. And also looking at, like the Sea Life Ocean Youth Ambassador Program, because that is every year they have a new batch of young people just like you coming in, and all you need to do is apply for that. It's such an easy application process to get in, and you meet some really phenomenal people that are making some amazing changes. 2 weeks ago, we were talking to a shark expert, so we were learning about how important sharks are for maintaining our ecosystems in the ocean, because they are what's known as a keystone species. Without them, we're going to see a massive just chaos happening in our world's oceans. So, they're called, they're a keystone species, but we're seeing so many of their numbers declining now with people hunting them for consumption, and the really unfortunate trade, which is the shark finning trade, just to make a bowl of soup. I enjoy eating seafood, but that's certain things that I would 100% never, ever agree with. They're catching these sharks out just for their fins to add to a soup, because the soup gets thicker by adding the fin. Like, you could use cornstarch mixed with water and it's going to do the same thing. Exactly. But it's just the thrill that man gets from hunting an apex predator, which without it would devastate so many coastal villages and communities that are depending on the ocean for their survival and to make income, so stuff.
On the ABC, they had a really great 3-part documentary on the East Australian current.
Saw that.
It's so good. Like, it went all through the kelp forest down through Sydney and everything.
That's cool.
Something that I was thinking of doing was in our area near the Mary Creek. The amount of rubbish that just gets caught, but then it's all going to get taken down to the ocean eventually. So even doing group cleanups just in your local area just to stop that.
If you all you need to do is just get a few people that are, even on Facebook, you can use social media for so many amazing things. Contact your friends. I'm doing this. It's really going to help out our local environment, and I guess slowly educating people about the benefits that they can gain from their local environment, because when an environment's clean, you're going to see so much life happening there. Native reptiles, blue-tongued lizards basking on the rocks near the waterways, eating some of the native fish. You're going to see a huge boom in the fish and plant populations. So, it's just showcasing some of the people, people in our area that by doing this, though you may think, why do I have to care? You just got to show them, the benefits. So once you start doing it, people are going to be like, wow, look at her. She's cleaning up the local waterways. Maybe I should be a good person for my local community and do it. So it's just, you got to take initiative for it. And like with my area, just about 2 minutes from where I live, that's where I did a trapping video where we went out, tried to see if we can catch some mosquito fish, which are an introduced species. They are from North America, but they were introduced to control the mosquito populations. so we don't get any like mosquito booms in the suburban areas. The thing that I don't realise is that our native Australian rainbow fish are doing the exact same thing. So they were like, oh, we have a native fish, but we're not going to care about it. We're going to get a fish that is completely destructive and bring it into our local waterway. And after doing that, so many of our native rainbows started to decline because these mosquito fish would eat their eggs and also nip their fins until they would get stressed out, and then they would die. So, like one of the
sauce too. So eat the food source, and then that gives
eat the food source. And one of the native species I have here is the Murray River rainbow. Beautiful green species. It goes emerald green when it's an adult, bright red fins. And that was a species that, though it's called the Murray River rainbow, you find it down here in Victoria. So had the mosquito fish not been introduced, I could have found that rainbow fish in my local waterway. But yeah, it's I guess just, even though I like fish, I still want to maintain my local waterway. So that's kind of the things. If it comes to me removing wild mosquito fish populations from the wild, I will not hesitate to do that, though it is killing a fish. It's going to aid my local environment and help hundreds, if not thousands, of different species down the line. So it's just taking initiative and doing things like that. And another thing with, like Lazarus asked, with the like the rising temperatures in our world's oceans, last week we had a talk with a coral researcher who she's in the Melbourne University and she has a PhD in corals. So basically what she's doing is taking the corals and then cultivating them or growing them in environments where the temperatures are a lot warmer. So they're taking corals that would naturally be found in the wild and then putting them into aquariums, cranking up the temperature, cranking up the acidity levels, and then seeing what genetic traits are going to help these corals thrive in the wild. So she's taking the genes, growing them, and then ultimately what they can do is then take frags or little bits of these corals and then reintroduce them back into the wild. And that way we're keeping alive the world's largest living organism, which is the Australian Great Barrier Reef. So it's a single mass living organism. So basically an animal that is the stretch of the entirety of Queensland, which is a good couple thousand kilometres long. But I guess people just don't realise how cool the coral reefs are. So
it's so, people think it's so far away, which is why we need to educate people. This is our world. This is real. It's so close to us. Directly, we affect each other.
100%. And that's the thing that I'm really blown away by is like both of your enthusiasm to. Because so many kids my age, you'll see they spend 98% of their time on their PS4 or their Xbox playing video games. But like me, I don't have any video game consoles. So with me,
we're pretty screen.
So with me, my spare time is always watching either a David Attenborough documentary or tinkering with something with my fish. So it's or learning about fish or seeing what fish I can spend an unhealthy amount of money next on. But I really love the enthusiasm that you guys have. It's great to see people my age actually take, or roughly my age, taking initiative for this. It's mind blowing. Go dig up the soil in your backyard and find the worms and the insects and stuff that are crawling around. That's what I was doing in my spare time. Got the shovel, got a little Tupperware container, dig out whatever bugs and insects I could find, put them in a container and be like, hey, Mum, look, I found bugs. And she'd be like, get out of the house, right?
That's what I did too. I all the time go in front of the house, I'd get my little shovel and I'd shovel up the dirt and just capture all sorts of little creatures like earwigs and some worms and a lot of butcher bugs too. Boys. I got a lot of those and I just put them in a container and and I just kept doing that. That's all I did that a lot, went back.
My parents always have a go at me because whenever I see any body of water outdoors, I'm like right up near the bank looking at whatever insect or fish I can find. So they're like, stop, it's not safe, you're going to fall in, or you know, but it's like, I don't care if I fall in, I'll swim with the fish.
Yeah.
So it's like, even like if it's a risky scenario, if it's like off the side of a bridge, I'll like try and get up as close to the water as I possibly can. So yeah, it's just sparking that interest.
Yeah. Well, this was all a very important conversation we had here.
100%.
It went for a bit.
Could go on for even longer.
Yes.
The first time we didn't record went for about half an hour. The second time we've recorded, how long have we gone on for? Half an hour. Good one.
Thank you for your time,
Thank you.
Tarun. It was great having a chat with fish for once, because honestly, my family thinks I talk too much about fish. So.
Same.
So,
Even my friends, it's like so many people my age, talking about the footy or the soccer. I'm like, yeah, I got another fish on the weekend.
yeah, that's
I did today. I got another fish.
You're always getting fish. You're kidding me, and Hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and go check out Tarun's channel, Bodgie From Straya. It's definitely worth checking out. It's got some awesome videos, and you'll learn a lot from his channel. And with that being said, have an amazing day, everyone. And you too, Tarun.
Thank you.
Next one. Bye.
See you guys.